Hi beautiful, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I thought I would do a wear test on the Kat Von D Lock It foundation. I've already done a first impression on this foundation on my previous video where I tried out Kat Von D beauty products, but I wanted to make a video solely on testing this foundation to see how long it will last on my oily skin. I do have the primer as well, which goes hand in hand with the foundation. So the foundation comes with, I believe, 32 shades, and I'm in the shade medium 57 warm. This is what it looks like. On the Sephora website, it says it's a 24-hour powder foundation with a matte finish. It's cruelty-free and is formulated without parabens, mineral oil, paraffin, and fragrance. Though it does have like a distinct paint-like scent, and it's supposed to be smudge and sweat proof. It won't cake or crease, and it leaves a velvety texture with a breathable light touch. This foundation does not have SPF or whatsoever, but I wanted to try this foundation to see how long it will last on my skin. I'm going to apply the primer, and this is just a hydrating primer, so I don't think it will really help with pores and whatnot, because on my first impression it kind of did fill in my pores, but I feel like it wasn't enough. As you can see, my skin has a lot of acne and like dark spots. I wore SPF today because I have work, so I'm going to be out and about, so if there's a flashback when I do my flash photography, just ignore that. But I thought today would be a perfect day for me to test out this foundation. So what I'm gonna do is apply probably like that much in this side of my face, and I will use a sponge. Now the formula of this dries quite fast, so you have to actually work fast as well. With just one layer, it did a pretty good job on covering my redness, though I still have the dark spots that I have from acne, and I have some texture, so I feel like 2 layers would be good. Also, I'm using a sponge, so a sponge actually kind of shears out the consistency of the foundation. We'll try another layer and build it with a sponge. So the pigmentation is very opaque. Formula wise, it has like a liquidy consistency, but it's definitely full coverage. The 2 layers isn't that bad, though I still have like spots that I've seen. Onto the other side, I'm going to use one pump. I am going to use this brush to spread the product. So again, with one pump, it did cover up the redness and some spots that I have, though I have quite a lot of the acne spots, so I'm gonna go over again with the second pump to see how it will layer. Finish wise, I feel like I like the sponge a little bit better, and the brush kind of enhanced my texture, though when I initially tried this foundation, I actually preferred the brush because it gave a lot of coverage. But then now that I have textures, I feel like the sponge is a lot better, because I have quite a lot of bumps in my face at the moment, and I feel like I could go a little bit more just on the areas where I have dark pigmentations. I feel like it works a little bit better with a damp sponge, because since it's quite a thick foundation, it kind of shears out the coverage, and also like it presses it into your skin, as opposed to using a brush where it can sometimes drag the foundation and leave streaky marks. So that's a good thing that I tried this foundation again, because initially I thought it would only work with a brush. But overall it leaves like a, I wouldn't say it's fully matte, because I could see some glow in my face. It's definitely very full coverage for sure. I'd say it has like a soft matte finish. Like, I'm not oily or dewy or anything. It just the light reflects onto my skin, so it kind of feels like skin-like. It doesn't feel too heavy, which I like, and it doesn't feel like it's pulling my face since it's very full coverage. And I will finish up my face and then I'll come back. This is my final look. Everything went on smoothly, and I've noticed that my face is a lot matter now that I've set it. It doesn't feel sticky at all or heavy or whatsoever. And one thing I'll say, it doesn't look natural at all, because I could actually, if I look up real close to the mirror, I could definitely see that I have foundation, though it doesn't feel like it, but I can definitely tell that I caked on foundation, which I feel like that's normal for full coverage. But I'm not sure, like, even though I have acne and spots, I feel like I've gotten over full coverage foundation. And if I compare it to my favorite Estee Lauder Double Wear, consistency wise they're the same, color they're the same, the scent and all that, they're kind of similar as well. The only thing is, I feel like the Estee Lauder Double Wear is a lot skin-like than the Kat Von D one. Nonetheless, if you like very full-on coverage caked on makeup, this is a great foundation. But for me personally, it's a little bit too much, so I could see myself using this only to do the areas where I really need concealing, and then the rest of my face I'll just leave it as is. But yeah, it looks good in person. It's just that if ever you're going to see me, you can definitely tell that I have foundation. So it's 10:48 in the morning, and I have work later on, so I will definitely wear it throughout the day, and I will probably do check-in maybe later on today to see how the foundation holds up. Hi beautiful, now I'm back and the time is 7:42 p.m. and it's been about, I'd say, 9 hours of me wearing this foundation. First and foremost, as you can see, I have a little bit of oil seeping through, but it's actually not terrible. Looking up close, I feel like there's a separation that's happening around my nose area, like about here. I do notice that my skin feels a little bit congested, hence the fact that I have a lot of dots that appeared out of nowhere, which is not very good. The foundation gathered around my chin area and around my inner corner, so I'm just gonna grab a sponge and kind of blot. And blotting it looks fine, but I feel like the foundation moved around a little bit. I'm not sure why, but I could still see my bronzer, highlight. Overall, I'd say this foundation is great, but I feel like applying it all over the place, if you have oily skin, it will tend to congest your skin, and then there's a bit of separation happening and caking up around my nose area, but it stayed put pretty well. I'm so ready to take it off, to be honest, because I could literally feel that I have foundation on. So overall, I would probably rate this foundation I'd say 5 out of 10, just because of the separation that happened, and I only wore it for 9 hours straight. Will I say it's long wearing? for me it's not, based on my experience. I'm really sad that this foundation kind of didn't work out for me, but I'm pretty sure that I could find ways to make this work. I'm really disappointed that this foundation did not really work on my skin. That's it for my wear test slash in-depth review of the Kat Von D Lock-It foundation. I will link the first impression of Kat Von D beauty products that I did on my previous video down below. Please subscribe to my channel for more updates. I will catch you on my next video. Bye!